Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another week of outstanding Arizona high school football action right here on the Epic Sports Network's Friday Night Red Zone. I hope you're having a wonderful week, and we have got some outstanding matchups tonight. We've got some special guests for you, and let's not waste any time. Let's get right into the live football. You can see your top left screen, one of the featured games of the week, Perry taking on the Hamilton Huskies. In your top right corner, shortly that will be Yuma Catholic taking on the St. Mary's Knights down at the Phoenix College Stadium there, just off of 15th Avenue in Phoenix. Pinnacle and Chaparral preparing to do battle there in Scottsdale. That one just underway as well. And then your bottom left corner features the Saguaro Sabercats and the Centennial Coyotes. So good stuff all the way around. We'll let you enjoy some of this football as we kick off another night of the Friday Night Red Zone. So glad you joined us here on the Epic Sports Network. Stay with us. We got 3 hours of commercial-free football starting right now for you. You can see there Yuma Catholic and St. Mary's just kicking off from Phoenix College, home of the Bears, just off 15th Avenue there in Phoenix. So glad you joined us tonight for another edition of the Friday Night Red Zone. We appreciate you all tuning in on the YouTube channel for the Epic Sports Network, as well as all of you tuning in tonight on aztv7.com all around the Grand Canyon State. We got some epic matchups for you. Centennial hosting the Saguaro Sabercats tonight. That's a great one there. Pinnacle and Chaparral doing battle. And, of course, Perry hosting Hamilton. We'll let you get back to the football. As you can tell, I barely have a voice this week, but we are on the air and we got live football for you. It's not about me. It's about the football, so let's get you back out to the live action. There you see the Saguaro Sabercats striking back against the Centennial Coyotes there out in Peoria. Great stuff there from the Neighborhood Sports Network. Mr. Josh Kolajeski on the call of that football game tonight. Some more great action around the Grand Canyon State. We'll get you back to the live action right now. One thing we always love to show you here on the Friday Night Red Zone are the field level highlights from our outstanding photographers, videographers, etc. all around the Grand Canyon State tonight. Let's take a look at the Hamilton Huskies punching it in out there in Gilbert against the Perry Pumas. Here it is, field level for you here on the Friday Night Red Zone. Great job punching that in the end zone. Old school power football. Let's take one more look at it right here on the Friday Night Red Zone. Hamilton doing work out there in Gilbert against the Perry Pumas. Right now they are on top, as you see, 14-0 over Perry. That game in the first quarter. Back to the live football. And thank you so much for joining us here on the Friday Night Red Zone. As you see on your screen, folks, as we welcome you back here on the Friday Night Red Zone, we've got an update from the Coconino Panthers game. Mr. Buckingham pitching to French for 6 points. We're going to take a look at that here momentarily on the Friday Night Red Zone, as always, from field level. And a special shout out tonight to Miss Sonia Tejas doing work for us and helping us get on the air and stay on the air here this evening. I certainly appreciate her help. It is me and her tonight running the show here on the Red Zone for you. And here is that field level highlight that we mentioned from the Coconino game right here on the Friday Night Red Zone. Enjoy it. What an outstanding job laying that football over the goal line right at the end. Let's take another look right here. Oh, what a fantastic score. Coconino goes up by 6 as we get you back to Quad View Live football here on the Friday Night Red Zone. We hope you're having a great Friday evening so far. We're just getting started, folks. We got special guests joining us in about 6 more minutes. We will talk with the head coach of the 7-0 Mojave Thunderbirds. Coach Rudy Olvera will join us here on the Friday Night Red Zone, and I'm excited to hear about his boys and their keys to success so far as the defending 3A West Region champion. Stay with us. More Friday Night Red Zone coming up here on the Epic Sports Network and aztv7.com.
On the ground and a good 3 and out for this Clemson Tiger defense.
Different approach, Dusty, on that series. A lot more man, a lot more different looks as opposed to zone previously where they were getting picked apart.
As you see in your upper left-hand corner there, folks, we got another field-level highlight coming your way here in just a moment from the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions. Jake Borman hauling in a 22-yard touchdown pass. So we're going to see if we can show that to you here in just a moment on the Friday Night Red Zone. And just after that, we will visit with head coach Rudy Olvera, joining us from Bullhead City, Arizona, or there nearabouts. Head coach of the Mojave Thunderbirds. They are rolling this season in the 3A West, 7-0, off to a rousing start there. So we will talk with Coach Olvera here in just a little bit. Let's take a look at this field level highlight for you here on the Friday Night Red Zone. Here we go. Fantastic job there by Jake Borman. Watch him haul this in after turning around, keeping his shoulders square, eyes on the football. Textbook wide receiver play there for the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions, and a 22-yard touchdown pass for Jake Borman and Mountain Ridge. Great stuff there. As we get you back to the quad view, I mentioned it a moment ago, the gentleman who will be joining us here in a moment is the head coach of the Mojave Thunderbirds. He's joining us from Bullhead City, Arizona. Coach, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me right now so I know that we're ready to rock. Fantastic, fantastic. So let's not waste any time. Let's get him in here. This is head coach Rudy Olvera of the Mojave Thunderbirds joining us here on the Friday Night Red Zone. Coach, how are you? Thank you so much for taking the time, and just give us a little breakdown. Maybe what's the secret sauce on this 7-0 season you guys are off to?
You know what? I always tell the kids, there's no magic. It's just hard work. Off season, buying in, and the biggest word we use in the program is trust. Trust the process, trust what we're doing, and trust your coaches.
Give us a little bit about your coaches. Who are some of those guys out there with the Mojave Thunderbirds that make things go for your program, Coach?
Well, I have my assistant head coach Shane Pollock. I'm hearing feedback here. Sorry.
That's okay. You might just want to turn your computer volume down. Yeah, I can hear you fine.
All right, so yeah, and my offensive coordinator is Jacob Domino, who's a young man but a great football mind. And then Doug McKee, he's my do everything guy. So we have a good staff.
Good stuff, Coach. Tell us about some of your star players, and tell us about some of the reasons why you guys are 7-0. Obviously, things seem to be going well for you in all three phases, getting off to a start like that.
Well, I think it starts with the defensive end with John Williams. He's a special kid. He works hard for us. He does his job. He's a leader in the classroom and on the field at practice. And then, our O-line goes unsung. We have Ben Pollock and we have Paul Rivera, tackles. Blake Moore on the D-line, and then our quarterback, Joe Yoni Jr., who's a sophomore, but he's a phenomenal athlete.
Coach, you're off to a great start at 7-0. We're visiting here with Coach Rudy Olvera, head coach of the Mojave Thunderbirds out there in Bullhead City. Another question for you, Coach. What would you like the people back here in the Valley of the Sun in Phoenix, as we're all over the Grand Canyon State here on the show, to know about football on the Western Slope? What's it like out there? We've had the Lake Havasu Knights on with us on the Epic Sports Network a couple of years ago on Thursday Night Football, and it seems to be a lot of smash mouth, old school type football going on out there.
Well, we have some tough kids. There's tough kids all over the state, but I think the more you know about us out here on the west side, I've known Coach Thompson for years at Havasu. River Valley's always been tough. Up and down the river, we play good football. It's hotter out here. We get after it. We practice at 4 p.m, no matter what time it is, no matter what temperature it is. We push our kids to go out and be different. And, it's just that this great sport of ours is really unique. But when we have kids grinding out here in the summertime, when we go out, we lift and we get in the field and, 120, 122 doesn't stop us.
Coach, it is a different type of hot out there on the western slope. If there's one thing that could derail this program from really taking it all the way this season, aside from the obvious thing that always comes with the game of football, that injury bug, what would it be?
I think it's just we're still young. We're young. Last year, 6 freshmen, and it showed against Valley Christian. A lot of respect to that program. They did, they're a great program. They played good football. We played them 2 years ago when John was a sophomore, and it just shows that our youth. We're growing up. I look at those kids, and I don't look at them as sophomores anymore. They had a full year under their belt. Our started every snap since they were freshmen. Now they're juniors. So we just want to make sure that our youth never shows up.
Well, you're doing great things out there, Coach. I certainly appreciate your time here on the Epic Sports Network's Friday Night Red Zone, and we look forward to watching the Mojave Thunderbirds progress throughout the season. And I'm sure we'll hopefully catch up with you again. We'll definitely be checking in on your football games there, as I've learned today that you're streamed through the Fieldhouse YouTube channel. So we'll definitely be tapping in with you guys on Friday nights. And you hung 70 points on that team last night, so you guys are rolling, and we look forward to watching you the rest of the way through the season. Thank you so much for your time, and we appreciate it very much here.
Hey, let's not forget that we only gave up 64 all year so far.
Hey, that says a lot for your defense. Talk about your defense and some of those guys for a moment as we let you go here.
We start 2 sophomore corners and a sophomore free safety, but Blake Moore and John Williams are not to mess with. Good kids up the middle, and we trust each other in the system, and we get after on the D side. So, and we just want to play good football, tough football, and looking forward to what happens after the first 10.
Well, Coach, you know what they say, you can carry a good running game or maybe even a decent running game and a really good defense far into the playoffs. So we'll watch that progress throughout the season in Mojave, and we look forward to catching up with you again as you guys approach the playoffs. Thank you again so much for your time, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys reaching out to us, man. Let's keep it going.
Absolutely, we will. Coach Rudy Olvera joining us here on the program on the Friday Night Red Zone. We certainly appreciate his time, and we'll get you right back to that quad view, and then we'll have a touchdown, it looks like, courtesy of Mr. Khalil Valentine of the Chandler Wolves here in just a little bit. Stay with us, more Friday Night Red Zone, taking you all the way up until 10 p.m. and possibly beyond here on the Epic Sports Network and aztv7.com. Lots of good football going on all around the Grand Canyon State tonight. Once again, thanks to Coach Rudy Olvera of the Mojave Thunderbirds for joining us here on the Friday Night Red Zone. Always great to talk to some of those teams that don't get a whole lot of exposure, especially out here in the central part of the state of Arizona and even to the eastern portion of the state. So we try to expose or uncover some hidden talent around this great state 48, and one of those teams really having a torrid season so far, the 7-0 Mojave Thunderbirds. We promised you a field level highlight. Here it comes, courtesy of Khalil Valentine and the Chandler Wolves here on the Friday Night Red Zone. And there you heard it, folks. Touchdown number 11 for Khalil Valentine. You see this guy so elusive, very shifty. And if he gets to the edge, it is all but over. Good-looking unis there tonight out at Austin Field in Chandler. All gray look there for Coach Garrettson and the Chandler Wolves. They're getting things done, as always, there. As we get you back to the quad view, we'll get you over to that other quad view and cover some of those other games we're featuring here tonight on the Friday Night Red Zone. And right about 8 o'clock, we're going to be joined by another special guest, wide receiver for the ALA Gilbert North Eagles, Brandon Phelps, a University of Arizona commit, will join me here on the program tonight. And he's joining us from a very special place, which I think we'll all enjoy a look at here in just a little bit. So he'll be joining us right around 8 p.m. And then right about 8:30, Mr. Ralph Amsden from ArizonaVarsity.com will check in with us. And I'll get his thoughts on some of the Arizona high school football happenings around the state this evening. Back to that quad view as we get you ready for it. Looks like a Northwest Christian 99-yard Crusader touchdown. Stay with us. More Friday Night Red Zone coming up here on the Epic Sports Network and AZTV7.com. The Centennial Coyotes 21-10 over the Saguaro Sabercats. Perry trailing the Hamilton Huskies 14-3. St. Mary's looking to put their first points on the board. They're facing the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks, trailing 14-0. And Pinnacle and Chaparral doing battle there. Looks like, unfortunately, that score bug not functioning currently, so we'll get you a score on that game here in just a little bit. And we'll get you this 99-yard house call for the Northwest Christian Crusaders from field level here on the Epic Sports Network's Friday Night Red Zone. Let's sit back and enjoy. Northwest Christian, a 99-yard house call. Here it is one more time for the 1-yard line on a little quick slant. And he is off to the races out there at Buckeye Union High School. Oh, my goodness. So it looks like the Northwest Christian Crusaders doing some of that new math, leading 13-0 over the Buckeye Hawks as we get you back out to that quad view here on the Friday Night Red Zone. There you see the Perry Pumas drawing it within what will hopefully be 7 in a moment to the Hamilton Huskies. A long touchdown there, and another long touchdown coming up here in a moment from Enoch Watson to Jaden Williams. The ALA Queen Creek Patriots doing damage out there. And those guys are playing some football. All these ALA schools really coming to the forefront here. You back into the Friday Night Red Zone studios here. Once again, special shout out and thanks to Coach Rudy Olvera for joining me here on the Friday Night Red Zone and getting to talk about those Mojave Thunderbirds. We look forward to following you guys throughout the rest of the season. A lot of good football here remaining, and we're looking forward to checking in with Mr. Javier Morales here in just a little bit as well. The ALA Queen Creek Patriots are in Ahwatukee tonight to battle the Mountain Point Pride. And quarterback Enoch Watson is hooked up with one of his talented wide receivers for what looks to be a 76-yard house call. Let's go ahead and bring it to you here from field level on the Friday Night Red Zone, courtesy of Miss Sonia Tellez. Unbelievable touchdown score. Another look at it right here. Just a quick hitter over the middle, and then it was just a burst of speed and an outrun the defense all the way to the end zone. ALA Queen Creek, Enoch Watson going into the end zone for the score there out in Ahwatukee. Great looking stuff there from field level here on the Friday Night Red Zone was to get you back to live football. The Boulder Creek Jaguars have made their way east of the I-17 to battle the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions, and we got a touchdown for you that has tied the game at 14 apiece from field level here for you on the Friday Night Red Zone, coming up in 3, 2, 1. Power football at its finest. Those offensive linemen able to get up to that second level right there. Look at that push from the front of that ALA, or from that Boulder Creek offensive line. And the Jaguars getting it done there in the run game tonight. They tie the football game, as you saw, 14 apiece between Boulder Creek and the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions. That game taking place over just off of 35th Avenue right here up the street in Glendale from where I'm currently sitting. Folks, we're going to take you down south here in just a moment, and right on cue, Miss Sonia Tellez pops a graphic for the perfect highlight reel coming your way in just a moment. The Sabino SaberCats, 24-7 right now over the Push Ridge Lions, as Cam Hackworth looks like he has notched himself a 68-yard touchdown. As you see that game just about approaching 6 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Getting near halftime down there in southern Arizona. We're going to go ahead and cue up that field level highlight of that Cam Hackworth touchdown here and let you enjoy that here in a moment as we keep you on this game between Push Ridge and Sabino. Some hard hitting football right there, as you see just how we like it here on the Friday Night Red Zone. Sabino quarterback Cam Hackworth getting things done for the Sabino SaberCats. Let's take a look at his touchdown scamper here on the Friday Night Red Zone from field level for you here. We love it. You know you love it too. Here it is for you on the Friday Night Red Zone. The perfect combination of speed and power for Cam Hackworth. He is off to the races, fools the defense with the misdirection, and then it is just speed and power all the way to the pylon for the score. As you see, that game 24-7 right now, Sabino over Push Ridge. The Push Ridge Lions now trying to move the football down the field there. So we'll check back in with that game here in just a little bit as we're going to get you back onto that quad view look. And we'll get you some more scoring updates as well as you get ready for Mr. Brandon Phelps. He'll be joining us here in just a little bit. And we are going to go international here, folks, if you can believe it, here on the Friday Night Red Zone here in just the next little bit when we visit with Mr. Brandon Phelps. Stay with us. 2+ hours more to go here on this Friday night, September 29th, 2023. I hope you're having a great one. Folks, we are just about 1 hour into it here on the Friday Night Red Zone. Mr. Brandon Phelps will join us here momentarily. He's going to give us that great-looking widescreen shot, and then we're going to chat with the ALA Gilbert North wide receiver who is headed down to Tucson, the old Pueblo, to play for Coach Jed Fish and the Arizona Wildcats. I'm excited to talk to this young man. We featured those guys last season on Thursday Night Football. They played the Eastmark Firebirds in a double overtime thriller out there at Eastmark. That was a fun game that night. He was catching balls off the right arm of quarterback Adam DeMonte that evening, who is now playing up there for the NAU Lumberjacks. So all good things happening for a lot of these Arizona high school football athletes, and we are so excited about it. Stay with us. More Friday Night Red Zone coming up here on the Epic Sports Network and aztv7.com. Joining us now here on the Friday Night Red Zone is Mr. Brandon Phelps, wide receiver for the ALA Gilbert North Eagles. Brandon, You are joining us from Rocky Point, Mexico right now, my friend. Is that right? How are things going down there tonight? And just talk to us a little bit about what you're up to here this evening as we watch some of your highlights from last week.
I'm in Rocky Point, and we're just about to go get some dinner real quick. And I just got done swimming, playing football in the sand, and it's nice. It's just nice and relaxing.
All good things. Tell us about your season, and you're continuing to really just pick up right where you left off last year. I'm trying to mute this video here really quick. Give me 1 second.
All right.
I'm trying to run some of your highlights here in the background as well. All good stuff here. Live television at its finest. Rocky Point, what's the weather like down there tonight in Rocky Point, my friend?
I think it's high 80s. It's really nice. It just feels amazing out here.
Well, tell us about your season. You've committed to play down at the University of Arizona for Coach Jed Fish. What was it about the Wildcats and the whole experience down there in Tucson that made you say, you know, this is the place that I want to go play, not only play football, but enhance my academics as well?
I made my first scholarship back when I was coming out of my freshman year, so I was super sick that they hit me up super early. And I always just grew a connection with Kevin and Coach Fish, and really just hit it off. And as I started to get more scholarships, I just noticed how much that U of A was giving me so much love. And I really just figured out, I was like, that's where I need to be. And it's close to my where I live. And so I took an account that my parents could come watch me. And I have a couple aunts and uncles that could come watch me too. So that's all I was really thinking about. And I love Tucson. Every time I've been down there, I love the surrounding area. I love that U of A is just a college town, and that's all they have down there. Like in Tempe, you have ASU and you have the Cardinals that are close and all that. But with U of A and Tucson, that's all they have is U of A. So everyone just loves it, and it's just an awesome environment.
You know, Brandon, you brought up a really good point about trying to stay semi-close to home where your parents are able to come and watch you play. That was obviously an important decision-making factor for you in going down to Tucson. What would you say to some kids that might have, you know, maybe a quote better offer that might be further away from home versus something that maybe it's a lower division offer, but you know, hey, mom and dad and grandma and grandpa and aunts and uncles and friends and family are more likely going to be able to come watch you play if you maybe go to that school that might be a little bit closer. What would you say to those kids?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the whole point is to play in front of the people that love you and support you, and that's always been my mom and dad and all my grandparents and uncles and aunts. And I've always just wanted to have my dad watch me at the highest level. So it was kind of weird that I got to play somewhere where they were loving me so much and that I could have my dad and my mom watch me and be so close.
Brandon, we first got acquainted with you last season during that double overtime thriller out there at Eastmark that you guys ended up winning that night. And you were catching balls right and left off the hand of Adam DeMonte, who's now doing really well so far up at NAU. First of all, what's it like to see him, that you were just playing with him last season? Now he's gone up there already excelling and really making a name for himself as a lumberjack.
I mean, I love to see it. Adam, he would work hard. He's a great person, and he's always supporting. So I'm so glad that he got to figure it out, and he got his first start last game. So I'm just really glad he's been grinding out. He's been texting me and he's telling me it's hard, but we just tell each other to push through it, and I'm just excited to see what he's going to do.
Brandon, you've got 557 yards and 7 touchdowns in 5 games so far. What have you done in the offseason to really prepare yourself and get yourself better as a football player? Because a lot of guys, you know, they talk about wanting to go play college football, but sometimes they're not willing to put in the work to that next level. What have you done to really try to make that happen?
Well, I trained a lot this offseason with Jalen Strong, ex-NFL wide receiver and ASU guy, and so that was pretty cool. He taught me a lot of the things that I've been implementing now, and always hitting the weight room is always very important. And so I hit the weight room really hard. I gained probably 25 pounds this offseason, but I've shed it all off. So I was running super hard at super high weight, and now that I'm way lighter. It just, everything feels easier and smoother. So that's been nice. But yeah, you just got to put your head down and you got to grind every single day, and the outcomes will show.
Well, I've got to say, being an Arizona Wildcat fan myself, Brandon, I can't wait to see what you do down in Tucson, but you got a lot more work ahead with the Eagles this season, and we will definitely follow your continued success out there with the ALA Gilbert North Eagles. Thank you for taking the time from beautiful rock. Give us a widescreen shot there, my friend, and let us see. I can see some of the some of the lights back there. It's good-looking stuff right there.
I don't know if you could see.
Oh, we're going to go full screen on that. There we go. Give us that widescreen shot, though. Turn that phone sideways and see if we can get a little bit
Hold on. Can you see that?
There we go. Yeah, that's a little better. That's the ticket.
That's nice.
That's Rocky Point, Mexico, my friend, right there on a Friday night with Brandon Phelps, ALA Gilbert North wide receiver, joining us here on the program. Thank you so much, my friend. We'll catch up with you again as we go forward throughout the season. And
thank you.
Bear down.
Yep, bear down, baby. Let's go.
Wide receiver Brandon Phelps joining us here on the Friday Night Red Zone. Always great to catch up with him. And we're doing it this time south of the border, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Friday Night Red Zone. We are all around the Grand Canyon State and even international tonight, courtesy of Mr. Brandon Phelps. And whatever he's got going on down there in Rocky Point this weekend, I'm sure it's going to be a great time. Back to the live football as we get ready for more field-level highlights for you here on the Red Zone. The Millennium Tigers getting on the board out in the far West Valley against the Desert Edge Scorpions. We got another field-level highlight for you here as Titus Johnson connects with Eric Rivera to put the Millennium Tigers on the board. Let's take a look at it here for you, field level on the Friday Night Red Zone. And once again, a special thank you to Mr. Brandon Phelps for taking the time out of his weekend to join me here on the Red Zone and get us up to date with the ALA Gilbert North Eagles. Here's that field level highlight for you on the Red Zone. The Millennium Tigers making it look easy out there. There's Eric Rivera. I'm open. Get it to me. And he just does the rest himself, extending it over the pylon and putting the Millennium Tigers on the board. They trail the Desert Edge Scorpions currently by the score of 20-7 after that successful PAT there. back to the live football here on the Friday Night Red Zone. Mr. Ralph Amson from ArizonaVarsity.com will join the show here just about 8:30. We're so glad you joined us here on the Red Zone here on Epic Sports Network and AZTV7.com. Looks like we've got another touchdown alert from Southern Arizona as Sabino's Roberson goes in from 13 yards out. Let's give it to you here from field level on the Friday Night Red Zone. Outstanding job extending the play right there. Under some heavy traffic as well. And just getting it across the pylon, it appeared right in front of the official, ruling a touchdown there for Sabino's Britt Roberson. Sabino all over Push Ridge down there in southern Arizona tonight. Extending their lead are the Sabino SaberCats. Hamilton up 31-17 right now over the Perry Pumas. 24-10 at half between the Centennial Coyotes and the Saguaro SaberCats. And it's halftime as well out at Chaparral High School, home of the Firebirds, as the Pinnacle Pioneers and Wyatt Horton are in town to face the Chaparral Firebirds. We had Wyatt Horton on the show a couple weeks back. Always a pleasure to visit with him, and he's doing really good things out there for those Pinnacle Pioneers. One thing we always like to do here on the Friday Night Red Zone as well, especially as it comes toward halftime, we got a lot of really good bands and halftime entertainment that's always going on here in the Grand Canyon State. There you see the band out there at Centennial High School. These kids in these bands work just as hard, if not harder. As a matter of fact, they have more practice hours, if you did the math, than sometimes the football team. So they put in the hours day in and day out to make sure that the fans are entertained and that they get the entire high school football experience. As we go now out to Chaparral High School, where it's also halftime, and you see the squad on the field there. It looks like they're about ready to welcome the players back out on the field as they get ready for half number 2 there between Pinnacle and Chaparral. I'll get you a score of that game here in just a moment. Unfortunately, the score bug not working out there on that Pixelot there at Chaptown. And there you see them down at Sabino High School in southern Arizona. It's halftime there. Just under 12 minutes remaining before the second half. They're getting their gear out and ready to go for the performance. And once again, a special shout out to all the band directors and everyone involved with these wonderful high school bands throughout the Grand Canyon State. Some really good ones here in State 48 for sure. We go back out to the quad view, and we're going to get you out now to Perry and Hamilton. That game is live, so we'll give that to you with the Perry Live 365 crew on the call there out in Gilbert. Enjoy that for a little bit, folks, and we'll bring the audio up on that broadcast here for you in just a moment.
Another touchback for the Huskies is Stojanovic takes a couple steps and kicks that one through the back of the end zone as the Pumas will come back out on offense. See if they take some big shots again here. To start the second half. Diesel Taylor back at quarterback with Don Tinsley at running back. Tinsley with an 80-yard touchdown catch early in this game, so he's in the pistol. He'll fake it, gonna get that ball behind, ball thrown well behind LJ Walker, incomplete. So the student section with the DJ action going now. They're trying to test our YouTube block. Anytime a song plays, YouTube likes to block our monetization on our channel, which is awesome. Thanks, YouTube, for that. So YouTube has an algorithm, looks for songs. When it hears a song playing, it automatically takes your monetization and says they're going to give it to the copyright owner of the song. Well, we have songs that are playing in the background, and somehow YouTube thinks that we're using them for our stream. So going to throw here by Taylor's going to roll left. He's looking to wind up deep. He's going to throw that underneath. Nice catch by Moon. Out of bounds for pick up about 7 on the play. Taylor's looking deep, not there. 116.
While we're on the subject of Hamilton and Perry, we've got a field level highlight for you coming up here from Bray Blunt, his second touchdown of the night. Let's take a look at it here from field level on the Friday night red zone. Offensive line gets a really nice push that time. The Hamilton Huskies. The wall forms. And it's just all one in the end zone for the Hamilton score. As we get you back out to that game live, courtesy of the fine folks over at Perry Live 365, as the other games are getting ready to begin half number 2. Stay with us. More action coming up here on the Friday night red zone.
Walker picks up about 10. Going to move the chains on the screen. He was looking for some more room and wasn't able to get it, but Puma's on the move here. At least try to get in field range. 1 minute left in the half. Taylor throws that one out to Moon. Moon bobbles it, and it's incomplete. Moon trying to run before he had it. The number one thing they tell you, catch it before you go, and Moon not able to do that on that play. An incomplete pass by Taylor. Going to set up a 2nd and 10 for the Pumas. Taylor's going to look left, swings it out to Tinsley. Tinsley breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. Tinsley on the move. Don Tinsley with some nifty moves up the sideline. Tinsley going to pick up about 16 on the play. Nice job by Tinsley, all by his lonesome, making people miss. The pride of first hour film study, Don Tinsley, with a nice gain. Pumas in business at the 18 with a nice drive here at the end of the half. Quick pass out to Moon. Moon catches it. Nice job by Moon securing that before he took a big hit. I'm going to call that just short as Moon's helmet comes off. We're going to have to sub in another player's. Coming in for Moon is Berger, senior Colin Berger, the brother of Luke Berger, twin brother, also of third hour as we coaches spiked that one, arguing about whether or not that was a first down, wanted a measurement, never got the measurement. A lot of time ran off the clock. There's now just 17 seconds left in the half as the coaches are arguing with the refs here, but never going to change their mind. As the next coach learned that many a time, but you still think you can change it. So Pumas now first down from the 9, 3rd and 1. They're going to pick up the first down here at least. As Tinsley gets in the backfield, he's going to roll back out, throws it back. Tinsley double pass, touchdown Pumas. Nice play design by the Pumas. Tinsley rolls left, they throw a backward pass. Then Tinsley completes that too. Looked like another touchdown by Coleman. Tinsley on the money with that pass. Nice job by the senior Don Tinsley. Completes the touchdown. Pumas scored with 13 and a half left in the half. Nice job by this Puma offense to keep this one within range. Let's see if they can cut this to just 14 here as we go into halftime. It's going to be on for the extra point as that is up by James Dean, and that's good. Pumas 24, Huskies 38. A long first half. As Huskies will just have a few seconds.
There you heard it, folks. The Perry Pumas and Don Tinsley back on the scoreboard as they are ending the first half there out in Gilbert. And Saguaro and Centennial back to work in half number 2 now. So the Perry-Hamilton game just about at halftime, and Pinnacle Chaparral is just about ready to get things going in half number 2 as well. They're just getting ready to come back out on the field there up in North Scottsdale. So we'll check in on that game here in just a little bit as well. And hopefully we'll have enough live football here shortly to give you a quad view look. But in the meantime, let's take a look at a third touchdown of the night for a gentleman. Let me make sure I have the right highlight here. So give me another minute and stuff for you and enjoy this live football, folks. We've got that field level highlight for you from that Coconino Panthers game, the third touchdown of the night for this gentleman. Let's take a look at it here for you from field level on the Friday night red zone, and then another one shortly afterward from the Valley Christian Trojans. First up, the Coconino Panthers. A little backside misdirection play right there. Coco kept it front side and into the end zone for the touchdown. Good looking stuff there from the Coconino Panthers. They are in the Valley of the Sun tonight, I believe. And getting ready to join us now from ArizonaVarsity.com here in just a moment will be Mr. Ralph Amson. And we'll get him on here in just a moment here on the Friday Night Red Zone. Stay with us. More Arizona high school football coverage coming up here on the Epic Sports Network and AZTV7.com. We welcome you back here on the Friday Night Red Zone. Now, we are pleased to be joined by ArizonaVarsity.com's own Mr. Ralph Amsden joining us here on the program. Ralph, how are you tonight, my friend? Give us some thoughts on some of this Arizona high school football action. A couple of surprising games so far here tonight. Tell us which ones you're paying attention to this evening specifically.
Well, the one I've been almost exclusively paying attention to is Northwest Christian, who has their first 5-0 start since 2015, taking on undefeated Buckeye, who has one of my favorite players in the entire state, and that's wide receiver Darius Hatton. Very, very curious as to how Vista Grand is going to hold up to being 5-0 in 4A, and which one of these two teams, Northwest Christian or Buckeye, is going to come out on the other side undefeated. There's a lot of really good football being played in 4A, and a lot of undefeated teams like Canyon Del Oro, Knight Mountain. Some of those teams are putting on the line tonight. So I've been peripherally paying attention to the start of Premier League play as well as the Centennial Saguaro game. But for the most part, I've been watching this Northwest Christian game, and I got to witness a 99-yard touchdown catch and run on a slant route that was thrown from the one, and Marshall Gillette, he took it all the way. Northwest Christian actually in control of this game right now, 24-14, and the scoring and pace is really picking up, but it was a pretty tough defensive battle through the first quarter. A lot of scoring since, though.
That was an epic 99-yard touchdown that you mentioned a little bit earlier, Ralph. There scored courtesy of the Northwest Christian Crusaders. And Buckeye, that's an exciting game, and that's one that's been on the radar all week long, I think, there in the 4A. And you mentioned so much quality football in the 4A division all around the state.
Yeah. We were told before the season that there were going to be some teams that were going to be surprising. One of the things I've wanted for a really long time is for a public school in the Tucson area to really show up and take charge the way that Mountain View Marana, Ironwood Ridge used to. And that team seems to be Micah Mountain. They've got a real shot to go undefeated this year. And then elsewhere in 4A, there's a lot of talk about Bradshaw Mountain being legitimate. And they face a tough matchup today against Coconino. Coconino's up 41-0 right now. I never in a million years would have seen that coming. And that just goes to show you, you got good 4A football being played in Vail. You got good 4A football being played on the west side. And you got great 4A football being played in Flagstaff as well.
A whole lot of exciting football all around the Grand Canyon State tonight. Are you surprised at this 24-0 Yuma Catholic St. Mary's score?
Not necessarily. Yuma Catholic has really shown that they've taken steps forward defensively. I don't know. I think they're too. I think Coach Lucero's got his work cut out for him. I think that's his alma mater. But you're saying it's 24-0 Yuma Catholic?
24-0 Yuma Catholic currently.
Yeah, then that's not a surprise to me. Not this year. I just watched Yuma Catholic, Jackson Jones, and that tough defensive line, get a one-score win over Arizona College Prep. And the fact that they're doing it on the defensive side of the ball this year, that's definitely new for Coach Stallworth.
How about the game out there? One of the big, you talk about Premier Region matchups, Hamilton and Perry sitting at 38-24 at halftime. What are your thoughts on that game so far tonight, Ralph?
Oddly enough, I was showing my son today the 65-63 game where Brock Purdy took down Tyler Shuck with 128 total points scored, and made an offhand remark of, this will never happen again. And here we are with well over 50 points scored between those two teams. And Colton Coleman with, 2 80-yard touchdown receptions. I know that Hamilton isn't this year what it traditionally has been defensively, but I wondered, Perry came into this game averaging 50 points a game. Would they be able to score against a Premier Region defense? And they've shown that they can, but they're not stopping anybody defensively themselves right now. And that it's gonna be tough. It's only a 2-touchdown deficit, but you have to what Manny Wilkins at ASU used to call a stop in a bucket, right? you have to, if you're
Yes.
Perry, get a turnover on downs from Hamilton, turn that into 7, and see if you can make it a 1-score game.
Well, there should be some exciting games to finish out the evening here. Ralph, I always appreciate you joining me here and giving me your insight on the current action going on all around the Grand Canyon State. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great yesterday evening. I know you're going to do the Twitter Spaces show right about 10 p.m. after everything goes off the air here. Give folks some information on where they can catch you tonight if they want to get some updates on some post-game stuff tonight with your organization.
Yeah, the Arizona Varsity Preps Twitter handle is @AZHSFB. You can just click on our profile, jump into the spaces. It's an audio forum, and anybody's allowed to come on there and talk about the team you root for, the team you coach for, the team you play for. Just jump on, and we usually spend a couple hours from about 11:30 Arizona time to about 1:30 Arizona time, just recapping all of the scores and just letting people talk about the games they were at.
Ralph, a follow-up question. How does your Saturday usually turn out? Because it sounds like you don't get to bed till, maybe 4 or 5 a.m. your time on Saturday. And how does the rest of that day play out? Because, college football is kicking off like almost right after you get off of Twitter Spaces.
It's true. So one thing that I tried to do since moving to North Carolina is during the fall, stay on Arizona time. So I usually go to bed about 2 or 3, wake up about 9 or 10, and stay on that West Coast time because the other half of my job is to cover Pac-12 football. So I have to stay up very late on Fridays, very late on Saturdays. I just try to keep an Arizona schedule. It gets a little confusing as the sun goes down earlier and earlier in the day. I'm up sometimes 8-9 hours of pure dark. But it allows me to stay engaged with Arizona high school sports, and that's where my heart's at. So it's a worthy sacrifice.
It's really cool, isn't it? The wonders of modern technology allow us to do this. I mean, you moved away from the Grand Canyon State a couple years ago, yet it's like you're still here with us, which is fantastic. And I always appreciate your time and your insight, and we hope to catch up with you again next week, Ralph. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thanks a lot, James.
Appreciate it. Have a good evening. Ralph Amsden joining us here from ArizonaVarsity.com here on the Friday Night Red Zone. Always appreciate his insight into all things Arizona high school football. We've got another Perry High School touchdown coming your way here in just a moment, so we'll get that queued up for you here and let you enjoy some live high school football here on a Friday night. You can see it's halftime, folks, out in Gilbert between the Perry Pumas and the Hamilton Huskies. 38-24, Hamilton leading. Here's a field-level touchdown for you from the Perry Pumas before the halftime here on the Friday Night Red Zone. Take a look. All about that nonverbal communication. Great blocking by the offensive line. And then a little halfback pass into the end zone for the Perry Pumas touchdown. As we mentioned, they trail the Hamilton Huskies 38-24 at the half. as we let you once again enjoy live football here on the Friday Night Red Zone. A really good game out in Peoria between the Saguaro Sabercats and the Centennial Coyotes. Let's get you out to that Neighborhood Sports Network broadcast now with Mr. Josh Kolodziejski on the call.
Third quarter. Saguaro with 4 down linemen. They've run most of tonight with a 3 down lineman look, but against a tough running game, you guys sometimes just put 4 guys down there with their hand in the dirt as Greer runs around the corner across the 25 to the 26-yard line. And it's going to be third down and 3 for Centennial's offense. They went 3 for 4 on third down their last drive, but the one miss was a pick 6 down at the goal line. Now pistol set. Avila hands off Greer's way. Greer trying to get to the outside around the corner. He's got it. Tony Greer goes across the 40-yard line. Saguaro had set the there is a flag on the play. Saguaro had set the edge nicely on that play defensively, but we've seen Greer's power. He shows off his speed to scoot around the corner, but it does look like it's coming back. There is also a player down on the field, and it is going to be against Centennial. The penalty, that is.
So we will check back in with that game here in just a little bit. The AIA Game of the Week features the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks. And they are traveling here into the Valley of the Sun tonight to battle the St. Mary's Knights. That game sitting at 24-0 currently. Yuma Catholic in command. Let's get you out to that AIA Game of the Week broadcast with KDB and Dan Minucci on the call.
Slightly, they might shark that as a pass. Give him the pass.
It was an extension of the run game for sure.
Threw it out to the left side. So, hey, there's another touchdown pass. They gave it as a lateral for crying out.
Oh, come on, they hosed you.
Yeah.
Gain of 3. 2nd and 7 from the 27-yard line. Hawk gets a snap back. He fires another slant and making the catch, and then trying to slip a tackle for YC. That was Rogelio Torres, another young man that's making his first touch of the football game here in the second half.
Yeah, some of the substitutes coming in here for Yuma Catholic as Torres comes in here, didn't see him at all. And, again, they love this slant route. They spread everybody out. And Ott just pretty much gives it to him right now. Nice little tackle coming up there by Sullivan, who's been all over the place all night long. He's gonna need to soak in that ice bath when he gets done over there at the diocese.
Emmerich Karekis also there on the stop. He combined on the stop. This will be Ott under center with an I formation. Pitch it to Robinson. Robinson tries to cut back towards the middle of the football field, and that little jump cut right in there. Some impressive running by Zarian Robinson.
Yeah, good balance by Robinson. You watch him as he hits the hole and moves up into it. And those are some of the things that Coach Hathcock wants his guys going, wants them going north and south. He's got the 1 touchdown tonight, but didn't really carry the ball a lot, until coming into this game. Only 11 yards so far.
So 3 totes.
We've got 3 of them. And so he's found another running back for his arsenal to kind of carry the load.
I think Brett Stahl is trying to develop some football players here in this game here in the second half. Ott again will take the snap under center. He has 1 wide receiver to work with. And they go to and running the football is the young man named Rocky Stallworth. And he just looks the part every which way, driving those legs forward and dropping that shoulder to hammer the defense. Check that. Let's go for YC. I beg your pardon. That was Hayden Beck.
talk about it, guys getting a little bit of work. Get your starting offensive line in there, starting to run into some of the backups. Beck coming in there, and for some of the guys that go both ways, get a little bit of love from the offensive side there once in a while, Kevin. Just
Yes,
say,
sir.
okay, let me get some love on the offensive side after standing up, being stout on the defensive side in the first half.
Well, it was Beck that was running like Rocky Stallworth, no doubt about that. They run student body left, making a cut back inside is Zarian Robinson, and he is in the end zone for a rushing touchdown. A 5-yard run for Zarian Robinson. And he's in the box for the first time tonight.
Well, he looks the part tonight, doesn't he?
He does.
6 foot 190. I believe that's his second touchdown of the night. Getting those shoulder pads up the field again. Just an outstanding job by the left side of that offensive line. Colton Paquette, the left guard, and also left tackle Trenton Bloomquist. The starting offensive line still in there.
So the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks just continuing to pour it on out there at Phoenix College, home of the Phoenix College Bears. As we get you back into that quad view look here, as we await the touchdown highlight from Trey Morrison of Saguaro, the SaberCats apparently ripping off a 99-yard house call. So we'll get that queued up for you here in just a little bit here on the Friday Night Red Zone. Stay with us. More high school football coming up next here on the Epic Sports Network, aztv7.com, and the Neighborhood Sports Network. All right, we promised you a field level highlight. Here it comes on the Friday Night Red Zone, courtesy of Trey Morrison and the Saguaro SaberCats. Take a look. He picks it off at the 1-yard line, and then it's 99-yard house call time for Trey Morrison and the SaberCats. Up the near sideline, there you see Bodley's all over the floor. And Saguaro getting it done there right now. They trail 24-17 in the third quarter. That game available to watch in its entirety on the Neighborhood Sports Network. We're going to have it for you here as well on the Friday Night Red Zone. We're hoping to have Mr. Javier Morales checking in with us here sometime this evening from down south. And speaking of down south, Push Ridge Lions and the Sabino SaberCats doing battle. That game, 4.5 minutes and some change left in the third quarter. Sabino 32-7 over Push Ridge. So the SaberCats right now having their way at home tonight. We cover the entire state of Arizona here on the Friday Night Red Zone, folks. We even take you south of the border if necessary. Looks like another highlight coming your way courtesy of the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions. We'll get that queued up for you here in a moment as we let you enjoy more live football on Friday night, September 29th, 2023 here on the Epic Sports Network, aztv7.com, and the Neighborhood Sports Network. We mentioned it, another touchdown highlight coming your way from the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions. This one courtesy of Tyler Dudiak. 5-yard touchdown scamper. We got it for you here from field level on the Friday Night Red Zone. Hurdling his way to pay dirt over defenders there for the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions. Jumping over a couple Jaguars there on his way to the end zone for the Mountain Ridge score. That one sitting at 31-24, Boulder Creek over Mountain Ridge right now. So we'll keep you updated on that one as we go throughout this second half of Arizona high school football here on the last Friday night of September. And you just saw the alert a few moments ago, folks. Once again, Enoch Watson up to Enoch Watson type things out there at ALA Queen Creek for the Patriots. We got another field level highlight for you coming up here in just a moment. Once again, it's Enoch Watson for the ALA Queen Creek Patriots, extending their lead out there at Mountain Point High School in Ahwatukee. Let's take a look at the highlight field level for you here on the Friday Night Red Zone. ALA Creek having their way with the Mountain Point Pride tonight so far, 21-0. That one in quarter number 3. The Patriots scoring 14 points in the third quarter alone. And Coach Ty Detmer has the boys rolling out there in Ahwatukee. We got a scoring update from Queen Creek now. It looks like Castile's Bryce Black has scored for the Castile Colts. So we're going to take a look at that field level highlight for you here in just a moment on the Friday Night Red Zone. Castile at the Chandler Wolves tonight. The Castile Colts battling the Chandler Wolves out at Austin Field in Chandler tonight. Let's take a look at the field level highlight here, courtesy of the Castile Colts, Bryce Black.
Yeah! There we go! There we go!
How about the footwork right there from Black? Check it out right here as he gets to the edge, keeps the feet in bounds.
Yeah!
Maintains his leverage, even cuts back inside and dips his shoulder, scores the touchdown for Castile. They continue to trail the Chandler Wolves right now by the score of 36-21. So we'll try and keep an eye on that game as we progress throughout the third and into the fourth quarter of action here now in a lot of these football games. (24-17) Centennial continuing to lead the Saguaro Sabercats. That game on the Neighborhood Sports Network. Let's go ahead and get you out there to Peoria now. And we will go full screen on that football game with Mr. Josh Kolojeski on the call there for the Neighborhood Sports Network.
Munoz will come off here after running that long route. Almost the dagger for Centennial, and it stops the clock. That play taking 7 seconds off. Noah Carter into the game, as is the tight end Galbraith. A lot of time coming off of the play clock. Pistol set. Greer gets the call up the middle. Greer trying to keep his legs turning. It's the 41-yard line, is brought down there. It's going to be a pickup of 4 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for the sophomore quarterback, Kanan Manna, who has a touchdown and an interception in tonight's contest. Well, in this second half, when they needed a big play on offense, they've gone to Kenneth Worthy. Worthy, though, not out there here on this play. Noah Carter, who's another big play receiver, is on the far side of the field. He's without a catch tonight. Galbraith, the tight end, in motion. Shotgun formation. Greer gets the carry up the middle, diving towards the first down, and he is able to pick it up. Well, it's going to be right at the line to gain, and now the officials are saying move the chains. So one of probably 3 or 4 first downs. We'll make it 5 or 6 first downs. The Centennials offense would need to pick up on this drive to run the clock completely out here. And they're definitely not in any hurry. They're going to take as much time off the play clock as they can and come out with it here. Shotgun formation. Greer trying to get around the outside, ran into a wall of white, black, and gold jerseys. And it's going to be Eddie Roa there to finish him off.
Eric Rivera of the Millennium Tigers has scored out in Goodyear as they battle the Desert Edge Scorpions. That's a rival just across the Interstate 10 right there. Let's take a look at that highlight field level for you here on the Friday Night Red Zone. There you see Eric Rivera weaving his way through that Scorpions defensive traffic. And getting it done in the run game there, all the Millennium Tigers. You see them now ever closer with 1 second remaining in the third quarter. 27-13, they trail the Desert Edge Scorpions with the PAT pending out there in Goodyear. Lots of live football here for you on the Epic Sports Network's Friday Night Red Zone. We'll let you enjoy it as we make our way into the fourth quarter here in most of these football games. We got a little bit less than an hour to go until we wrap up here tonight on this 29th night of September. Hope you're having a great evening and looking forward to a wonderful weekend as well. We got some games that are going to be coming down to the wire here, folks, as we get into the fourth quarter of action here tonight on the Friday Night Red Zone. The Perry Pumas have now drawn to within 7 points with the PAT pending here, as you can see in your upper left-hand corner of your screen. We're going to take a look at that touchdown here from field level here on the Friday Night Red Zone as Perry and Hamilton doing battle out there in Gilbert. And that one's going to be one of the outstanding finishes we have here tonight on the Friday Night Red Zone. Let's take a look at that highlight for you. Field level here. Tanner Schultes with the reception there on the jump pass. Don't see those too often. Coach Joe Ortiz with the trickeration underway there for the Perry Pumas, and they get closer now to the Hamilton Huskies. As you see, 38-34 the score now. This one getting tighter and tighter there in Gilbert. So we're going to keep our eyes locked on that game. That game looks like it's currently the closest game we have remaining here on the slate so far this evening. So we will definitely be checking on that here as we progress throughout the evening. Another one out there, a good one, was the Northwest Christian Crusaders and the Perry Pumas. Or excuse me, the Northwest Christian Crusaders and the Buckeye Hawks. See if we can get you a scoring update on that game here in just a moment. Currently, Northwest Christian, as of 2 minutes ago, they lead 44-28 over the home Buckeye Hawks. So we'll keep our eye on that game as well. And definitely we're going to keep our eyes tuned to that Hamilton-Perry game. That one coming your way courtesy of the folks over at Perry Live 365. Desert Edge getting Markai McKinnon, the transfer from Barry Goldwater, into the fray tonight for the Scorpions. A lot of Week 6 guys getting their first action of the season tonight after sitting out the customary 5-week AIA transfer rule. We welcome you back into the Friday Night Red Zone studios here. As you see, we got two games we'll really be paying attention to here down the stretch. It's Hamilton and Perry doing battle out in Gilbert. And then we've also got the Saguaro Sabercats and the Centennial Coyotes. Anything possible with those two teams there out in Peoria tonight. So we'll keep our eye on it.
over there for the corner. That one's going to roll out at about the 12-yard line. Nice punt by James Dean, the do-all kicker. And also the pride of first hour film study, James Dean. High school offerings for classes you guys wouldn't imagine if you're a little bit, maybe you're Generation X or maybe you're a baby boomer or anything around there, but I got a lot of electives, and one of them here at Perry High School being film study. Multimedia and film is the class that's doing this one for you tonight, and so far cry from the typing classes we had back in the day, and so lots of opportunities. Get your hands on beautiful equipment here at Perry High Schools. You can see what we're running here tonight. Got a graphics package with scoreboard on here by Jonas Fergal. We got a new director coming in as we switched them out into our TriCaster. Got microphones on the field, on the goalpost. The Sony FX9 camera is our main camera. TriCaster 4K system. Ball's on the ground. Blount picks it up, and Blount's going to make something out of it after it could have been a disastrous play. Going to pick up about a yard. But CTE programs in the Chandler School District, unbelievable as far as equipment and getting it into the hands of students. And we've got a lot of students that have left here at Perry High School, gone in and worked professionally as this quarter ends. But a lot of students gone on and worked professionally after Perry.
So we're headed to the fourth and final quarter of regulation anyway out there in Gilbert as the Hamilton Huskies lead the Perry Pumas 38-34. And we'll go ahead and get you out to Peoria where they've gone final between the Saguaro Sabercats and the Centennial Coyotes. Centennial getting the win 31-17 over Saguaro tonight out in Peoria. So congratulations to Coach Richard Taylor and his crew. We now take you over to Phoenix College, home of the Bears, where the Yuma Catholic Shamrocks continue to pour it on the St. Mary's Knights in the AIA 365 game of the week. St. Mary's running the football right there. We had the St. Mary's Knights on Thursday Night Football last season here on the Epic Sports Network as they battled the Poston Butte Broncos out there in the Santan Valley. St. Mary's looks like they're trying to get the offensive engine started there as that ball game is late in the fourth quarter. Back out to Buckeye we go. It's 44-28 between the Northwest Christian Crusaders and the Buckeye Hawks. Coach Dave Ennis has these gentlemen ready to go as he always does. This Northwest Christian team, a 2A team when I was coaching back in 2013, now up into the 4A ranks and still getting it done. Under Coach Dave Ennis, they lead the Buckeye Hawks. As you can see, 3.5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, I imagine, out there in Buckeye. 44-28. The Crusaders over the home Buckeye Hawks. Back out to Gilbert for Perry Live's 365 coverage of Hamilton at Perry.
Timeout, our next stoppage in play. We can get that loaded in there with our director, Peter Beatty, Cardinals fan extraordinaire. Back to pass on first down. Taylor throws a pick right into the arms of the defender. Big return. You got to make a tackle here. Lots of room to run. He's going to pick up a huge gain on the return. So Taylor with the miscommunication throws that one to the arms of Jandro, and the Huskies with a huge, huge turnover here in the fourth quarter. Also had a little bit of a honoree a few seconds ago in between quarters. Mrs. Megan Driving Hawk, Art Teacher of the Year in the state of Arizona, getting her award presented to her. Does a great job in the photo realm here at Perry High School. Can talk about electives. We got them all. Wet lab photo. And that one's going to be a block in the back, so it's going to go back 15 after the nice return. But Fine Arts programs got a big play coming up after break. Going to do Mean Girls here. So an interesting play to be able to do at the high school level. See, that one will be fun. So 1st and 10 for the Pumas. Ball low snap. Pellant picks it up, sidearms it out. To who else? Bernard. Bernard's going to pick up about 10 on the play. So Huskies will move the chains. Pellant just throws that thing right from his hip. That kind of a shortstop throwing a ball on a double play to the second baseman. Quick release. Play action. Ball's tipped. That's going to be incomplete. Going to Bernard again.
And in your upper left-hand corner of your screen, folks, you see the Push Ridge Lions have resurged in that football game. Just under 8 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. They've drawn it within 12 now of the Sabino SaberCats. But it looks like Sabino, once again, is on the march here. So we'll keep our eye on that football game as we get you back out to Hamilton and Perry, courtesy of Perry Live 365.
And so the Huskies will face a 3rd and 10. Intended receiver on that was DJ. Huskies 3 wide to the right. Pumas showing blitz. Blitzer gets knocked down. Pellant tries to break it 8. He's sacked! Pellant brought down by this Puma defense. It's huge play on 3rd down. Huskies going to be forced to punt. On the sack, number 24. Maddox Ford, the junior. So Huskies not able to get anything going here in the second half after going up and down the field in the first half. Puma's defense making huge adjustments at halftime, and a little roll punt almost blocked. Going to be taken by Berger. Berger bobbles it. Berger's going to do what he can to pick up a yard or two. All right, so Puma's been stopped the last 2 drives. Lost it on downs the last time, and then a pick, miscommunication between Coleman and Taylor on that last one. So see if the Pumas can get a nice long one in. Gonna have to go 96 here in order to hit pay dirt. Reverse underneath. Kind of like the old school wing T Z counter. Tinsley's going to pick up about 5 on 1st down. 2nd and 5 for the Pumas coming up. Long game, 9:30 already. This high school game's all over the place where some people are already at their snack time. We still got 9:28 left in this game, so stay with us. Close one. Pumas just down by 4. Premier Region opening game of the season. If you've come home from another game, stay with us. That ball's on the ground. Pumas recover. Scary, scary turnover there. Possible. Huskies get up like they have it, but they're calling it for the Pumas. Clear possession by a Puma lineman here on this play. This got swiped at as he went by, it looked like, by Tinsley. Kind of swiped out his arm. So Puma's got to be careful here. Don't want to turn it over deep in their own territory. Moon in motion. Going to Moon the whole way. Ball tipped. Wow. So Moon, ball tipped, ball thrown behind, gets tipped. Moon tips it, pops up in the air, not able to crowd in. And Puma's going to go 3 and out, going to punt this one away again as they had only points scored. So in the first half we had 38-24 as our halftime score. If you're just joining us, up and down the field, both teams, big plays by both teams. Pumas a couple 80-yard touchdown passes. Huskies with some huge plays. In second half, it is slowed down tremendously as the Pumas were able to score 10. Huskies with nothing going in the second half have not really gotten close. Puma defense making huge adjustments at halftime. But now punt this one away from Dean, as that one's not kicked great. Puma's going to need to bounce, and it bounces Husky way. Inopportune time to get that, but kind of, you look at the up back on that one, he was moving back into the punter, and so Dean not able to get a full leg on it, kind of short legged it. Ball kicked up in the air and rolls backwards, and the Huskies going to get the ball at the 24-yard line with a chance to go up 2 scores here with 8:15 left in this game. So tough break for that Puma special teams, and tell the up back never back up. You can never back up as that up back. You're only back.
Realizing where he was, have the wherewithal to slow his body down. And for people who don't understand, you're running full speed, expecting you got to jump or reach out to block the kick. He's too far. He slows down, blocks it, and then this time, because you can advance, block field goals, able to bring it down. Great field position instead of a 1-score game or a touchdown. You got great field position, 6 minutes left. Ball in your territory.
So now the Wolves, they will start from the Horizon 13-yard line. Just over 6 minutes remaining. Huskies leading by 2, 16-14. Two of the top teams in 5A getting after it here. McDonough looks for Tapley, corner of the end zone, incomplete. Boy, great defensive play for Horizon. Looked to be Gates Allen going up to make the defensive play for the Huskies.
Yeah, Gates Allen, 5'8". You got Dylan Tapley, 6'4". Looked like a really good throw by McDonough, corner of the end zone. Let your big guy go up and get it in his hands. Would have been a tremendous throw, even a better catch, but I think Gates Allen got the hand on the ball to knock it loose.
Desert Mountain now in the Rhino Shield red zone. Rhino Shield, never paint your house again. Left side. Catch is made. Freeberg. And he gets pushed out of bounds. And mark the ball at the 7-yard line.
What a nice
on the call there for the Yearview Network. We'll keep it right there as that game in the red zone. 16-14 Horizon over Desert Mountain. Just under 6 minutes remaining in the fourth.
So the Wolves now 3rd down from the 7. Boy, how about the Horizon defense and coming up to make the play, senior middle linebacker Carson Kolb.
I guess he wasn't really too hurt.
He shook it off.
Yeah,
whatever it was.
Whatever it was. I mean, bursts through, gets penetration. We talked about his stats. I mean, 8 tackles for losses coming into this game. Would help if maybe somebody blocked him. But 6 sacks, 8 tackles for losses, 44 tackles, obviously adding to all those in tonight's ball game.
And now Desert Mountain lining up for the field goal. Alex Weeks from 24 yards out to give Desert Mountain the lead. It's up and it is good. The Wolves back on top. 17-16. 5:04 remaining as Weeks knocks through the 24-yard field goal attempt. And how about that? Desert Mountain coming up with the blocked field goal on one end and then kicking the field goal at the other end to take the 1-point lead with just over 5 minutes remaining.
It just says things can change on such a dime. I mean, Horizon's going in. Look like they might even score.
While it's a natural timeout there, let's take a look at the Horizon Huskies, how they got that lead 16-14. Let's see if we can get that field level highlight for you here on the Friday Night Red Zone momentarily. We're going to keep you on that game. That is a tight one going down the stretch right there. Here it is for you live, field level from the Friday Night Red Zone before we get back to live action. That would be how Horizon would take the lead 16-14, but as you just saw a moment ago, Desert Mountain Wolves responding, and now they lead 17-16. Back to that game live on your view with Chris Harris and Dale Hellestray on the call.
Both sides of the ball, including special teams. Let's call it 3.
All 3 sides.
All
of the
3
ball.
phases of the game.
Yep, see the block there. He actually slowed his body down, which takes some great athleticism.
Big O Tires, the team you trust, the scoring drive, 4 plays, 6 yards. Wilson with the block. It was Mears with recovery and run. And then Alex Weeks caps off the drive with the field goal to give Desert Mountain the lead. Now, how do Zamorano and this Horizon offense respond with 4:40 remaining, down by 1?
Well, you have all 3 timeouts. You obviously hope now the clock has stopped.
See a penalty flag down near the Horizon sideline.
Looked like, again, Desert Mountain was yapping. Don't understand it. I really don't understand it. There's no excuse for it. There's no reason for it. All you do is hurt your football team. You don't intimidate anybody by yapping. And it just makes absolutely 0 sense to me.
So a 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty.
For saying something.
He's going to put the ball in Desert Mountain territory. Huskies with the ball now at the Wolves' 49-yard line. Ashley taking a shot right side, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Wagner. 2nd down and 10. On the coverage was Mears.
Yeah, you've got 3 timeouts if you're Horizon. I think ideally, first of all, you're scared to death the lineup will kick another field goal. You want to do everything you can to get in the end zone.
Haven't had a whole lot of success lately on that.
And now your kicker's going to be a little deer in the headlights look, but you wouldn't mind running about 4 minutes off this clock.
And we're going to have movement on the line, and it's going to go against Desert Mountain. So that is 20 free yards that the Huskies have gotten off of Wolves penalties here.
Pre-snap, post-whistle. Pre-snap penalties, post-whistle penalties. They'll kill you. I don't care how good of a football team you are. Conrad Hamilton's staff going to have to figure that out.
Zamorano left side. First down for the Huskies now. Ball spot 37-yard line. Each team, Dale, 10 penalties. 20 penalties total for this game.
Well, there were 3 picked up there. They were added to the total, and boy, it'd be nice to talk to Bobby and go, so what the heck happened?
Would be nice to have an explanation on that one. Ashley drops back, finds Kolb. Boy, we're seeing Kolb now going both ways here, making big plays for the Huskies. Had a big block on a third down run possession before. Now comes up with the big catch here for the Huskies. Pickup of about 9. So it's going to bring up second down and 1 from the Desert Mountain 29-yard line. Left side, Zamorano pushes forward, still on his feet, brought down near the 20-yard line.
Well, and as we pointed out, first quarter, that was a 2-yard game or no yard game.
Yes.
And now in the fourth quarter, when you need it, it turns into a first down.
Zamorano had negative yardage rushing in the first half. Ashley going to keep it. Spins forward near the 10-yard line. Another pickup of 9. And now Horizon once again in the Rhino Shield red zone. Rhino Shield, never paint your house again.
Yeah, I'm not so sure if I don't take my time a little bit here, pick up the first down.
Zamorano now 18 carries, 49 yards for Horizon. Just over 3 minutes remaining. Ashley's going to keep it. He's going to get brought down. Dylan Hipp able to make the play for Desert Mountain.
So hard on a defensive end when you see the flag sweep going by you and your body wants to go that way, but the quarterback still has the ball, and you got to remember what your assignment is. Watch him right here. Kind of took both. Athletic enough to make the tackle on a pretty elusive quarterback in Chase Ashley.
Big push forward, first down, Huskies. That big offensive line continues to do work.
So as I said, I mean, if I'm Horizon, I'm letting this clock run. I'm hoping to get this down to as close to a minute as I can before I punch it in the end zone. Of course, you want to punch it in the end zone.
Horizon with 3 timeouts remaining. Desert Mountain with 1. Ashley takes a shot to the end zone, wide open. Touchdown, Horizon. Markovich with the grab. Huskies back on top.
Or I'm going to score quickly. Really nice throw under pressure. We've seen Ashley do a ton of tremendous things tonight, running the football, throwing the football. I was going to say, surprised you're not going for 2 here.
And now Horizon is going to go for 2. Left side. Boy, terrific job to break that up. With the carry was Vincent Valentino, but it looked to be Mears to make the play.
So the Horizon Huskies on top now as they're back and forth there. And then you see on your screen now the Hamilton Huskies extending their lead now over the Perry Pumas with just over 4.5 minutes remaining in the fourth out there in Gilbert.
Take a look at Jax Markovich. Before we talked about him, Dale got offer from Cal, San Diego State amongst others. Comes up with the big grab there to give Horizon the
So they're headed to break there up in North Scottsdale between Horizon and Desert Mountain. That's a tight contest. The Lake Havasu Knights fall to the Thunderbird Titans. Congratulations to Coach Matt Nallette, a 45-0 victory. Yuma Catholic, you saw that game a little bit earlier here on the Friday Night Red Zone, taking care of business 31-0 over the St. Mary's Knights.
As the Desert Mountain Wolves with an undefeated record of 5-0
And Northwest Christian getting the win tonight over the Buckeye Hawks, 44-36. So we've got a little adjustment to make here on this. Just give us a second, folks. Here, we'll be right back with you and get that game queued up.
Won the 5A state title 2 years ago. Along the way, they beat Desert Mountain.
You got Dylan Tapley, you got Freeberg, you got Solomon, you got Dylan Hip.
You got Santana Wilson.
Yes, so there's plenty of time. You got the one time I remember in high school football, you pick up a first down, the clock stops to reset the change. You go out of bounds, the clock stops. All different ways to stop the clock.
Remember, Desert Mountain with 1 timeout remaining. Boy, Dale, this game has lived up to the billing. 2 Titans in the 5A ranks. Northeast Valley region rivals. And how about the Huskies kickoff coverage team come up with the big play? And let's now take a look at the Big O Tires scoring drive. Big O Tires, the team you trust. 8 plays, 81 yards. Ashley, the scoring strike to Markovich for the go-ahead touchdown, 22-17.
Just as I was saying, I'd try and run as much of the clock as I could. Which is why I'm up here and they're down there.
Well, they did run the ball pretty much the whole drive until that last play. McDonough looking downfield, gets away from the pressure, gets out of the pocket and out of bounds, and then he goes down. Penalty flag comes in late. Personal foul, late hit out of bounds. 15 yards.
It's just one of those things. I understand frustration can set in, but he's out of bounds. Just don't touch him again. Well, what's this going to do? You hit him when he's 4 yards outside the line, and it wasn't even a hit. It was the look of a hit.
And it's now 10 penalties, 110 yards for Horizon. Take a look at McDonough, 20 of 36, 160 yards through the air, 2 TDs, 1 interception. 155 remaining. McDonough throws off his back foot, and it is incomplete. Hip, the intended receiver. Clock stops with 150 remaining.
Well, I think if Desert Mountain ends up losing this game, they're going to look at a couple things. Number one, their studs have dropped some balls tonight that they don't usually drop. And then, of course, the penalties. You play a good team, the penalties are going to catch up with you, because there have been a few balls that are very, very catchable that have landed on the ground between Hip and Tapley.
Got to wonder if McDonough is okay. We talked about coming back from the torn ACL injury. Didn't really step into that throw. 2nd down and 10 for the Wolves from their own 35. Make it 3rd down and 10. Horizon's defense coming up strong.
I think Horizon's defense, for the most part, all night's been pretty strong. Their secondary has played really, really well, covering these wide receivers. Again, when you're talking about Dylan Tapley, a kid who's going to ASU and 6'4", 205 pounds, coming in with almost 30 catches and 370 yards through the first half of the season, 7 touchdowns. They've done a pretty darn good job.
Carson Cole, big factor for this Horizon defense. 3rd down and 10. McDonough looking to his left, trying to get away from the pressure. Coming up to make the play, Segura.
Yep.
Penalty flags flying everywhere.
And then there's going to be another penalty. This one's going to be on Jack Metzler, and this one might cost them the ball game. Absolutely no reason. Absolutely no reason for this.
Personal foul against Horizon.
Again, great effort play. Just a great effort play. Metzler is the one who kind of forces him out of the pocket, makes him roll out, almost drops the snap there. But look at it to chase him. Doesn't have him on the ground. there's no reason for that.
So instead of 4th down for Desert Mountain, and longer, still 4th down, but it's going to be 4th down in a manageable 3. Minute 36 remaining. Again, the Wolves with 1 timeout. If Horizon can get a stop here, it'll be ball game. McDonough shotgun. 4th and 3. And timeout Horizon. They want to talk things over. We're staying here.
Wow, and again, they're moving around, and I'm sure they want to make sure they're on the same page, because they're not just standing back there playing a prevent defense. They're running linebackers in there, and they're running games up front and having a little bit of fun. So they want to make sure they're on the same page. You do not want a receiver running free at this point in the ballgame.
So timeout Horizon. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Desert Mountain with 1. Kyle, what's Horizon need to do here?
Yeah, first off, can't give Desert Mountain any free yards. You got to watch the ball. I would like to think, you want to pressure the quarterback. Let's make him get the ball out fast, and hopefully, you get the turnover on downs.
Here we go. 4th down and 3 for Desert Mountain. Trailing 22-17, minute 36 remaining. McDonough in shotgun, Freeberg in motion. McDonough, incomplete, penalty, flags down. It's going to be a penalty against the Huskies. 1st down for Desert Mountain.
Well, again, that's a play that you were able to call because of the 15-yard penalty. You could run that play at 4th and 20.
There's the call. Kyle, let's go back down to the field and check in with you.
Yeah, like I said, they did a good job not jumping off sides there. They pressured the quarterback, made him get the ball out fast, but an unfortunate penalty.
So that was on Presley Jones, who had the coverage on Tapley. So 1st down and 10, Desert Mountain from the Horizon 43-yard.
Back out to live football we go now out in Gilbert. The Hamilton Huskies and the Perry Pumas. Minute 13 remaining. Unfortunately, we lost the YourView feed out there of the Horizon Desert Mountain game. So we'll see if we can keep you updated on the score of that as we finish out the evening here on the Friday Night Red Zone. What a night it has been. Special thanks to all of my special guests this evening who were kind enough to join me. Head coach Rudy Olvera started it off around 7:30. We talked about his Mojave Thunderbirds and their 7-0 start this season, doing great things as the defending 3A West region champions out there in Bullhead City. The game going down to the wire out there in North Scottsdale. We will keep our eye on the live updates as we thank the rest of our special guests who joined us here tonight. We also had wide receiver from the ALA Gilbert North Eagles, Brandon Phelps, joining us from Rocky Point, Mexico tonight. He's committed to the University of Arizona. He'll be playing down there next fall for Coach Jed Fish and the Arizona Wildcats. And special thanks as well to Mr. Ralph Amsden, who joined me right around 8:30 p.m. tonight to discuss all the happenings around the great State 48. It's been a wonderful night of Arizona high school football. I appreciate you tuning in here with me and hanging out as we wait for that game to finish out there in North Scottsdale and see if we can get you an update on that. I'm refreshing the page there, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to reconnect the broadcast there for your view. So unfortunate turn of events there in what is a fantastic down-to-the-wire finish. Desert Mountain makes the field goal. Or excuse me, the PAT is good as Desert Mountain connected on a 17-yard touchdown pass. The PAT's good, and it's 24-22. Desert Mountain on top right now. So we're keeping you updated here on the Friday Night Red Zone. As you see, we're unable to get the feed reconnected there from your view, unfortunately. Give you another look there. They've gone off air, unfortunately, there on your view. So we'll keep you updated here on the score, courtesy of the Max Preps live score. Brett Kotler is going to get the shout out tonight. He's posting the updates. Desert Mountain ahead right now, 24-22 in a 5A showdown there in North Scottsdale. We got about 4 minutes left here on tonight's edition of the Friday Night Red Zone. 3 hours, literally commercial free tonight, folks, for you here. We hope you enjoyed it. And special thanks to everyone who joined me tonight here on the Friday Night Red Zone. And special shout out as well to Miss Sonia Tellez helping me get this thing off the ground, keep it in the air, and we're about ready for a touchdown tonight. Great job tonight, Sonia. I really appreciate it. You have made things worthwhile here tonight on the Friday Night Red Zone and kept this thing going for the folks at home. You see them kneeling things down there in Gilbert, and that's going to go final. 59-34 will be the final score of that one there. Horizon now takes over with second down, ball on their own 35-yard line. We'll give you the play-by-play for you here right on the Friday Night Red Zone as much as we can, courtesy of Mr. Brett Kotler, the Huskies, Horizon Huskies all-star reporter. As you see the handshake line forming there out in Gilbert at the home of the Perry Pumas. Hamilton getting it done tonight on the road, 59-34, that final score. We await the conclusion of the game out there at Desert Mountain. Let's see if we can get you out there to the Pixel lot at Desert Mountain right quick. Let's see. Well, we definitely don't want to go that route, so let's go ahead and page back there. Trying to get you over to that Desert Mountain game once again here, folks. Hold on one second here, if you will. One more highlight for you here, folks, as we close out this edition of the Friday Night Red Zone. It is 10 o'clock high. One more time, it's the Arcadia Titans getting things done in blowout fashion tonight over the Desert Sunrise team. Let's take a look at that highlight here as we get ready to close out tonight's edition of the Friday Night Red Zone. Here it is from field level for you one more time here tonight on the Friday Night Red Zone. Right there for you as we welcome you back into the Friday Night Red Zone studios. It's been a wonderful night of Arizona high school football. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have enjoyed bringing it to you. Special thanks once again to Miss Sonia Tellez for helping me out tonight and getting this thing off the ground. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure and join us next week as we are certain to be up against a bevy of outstanding Arizona high school football action. Stay with us, and I hope you enjoyed this edition of tonight's Friday Night Red Zone. Folks, have a great rest of your weekend, and we will talk to you again next week. Thanks so much for tuning in here on the Friday Night Red Zone. Once again, don't forget to check us out every single Friday night right here on the Epic Sports Network on YouTube, as well as aztv7.com and the Neighborhood Sports Network. Thanks again for tuning in tonight. I'm your host, James Poovey, saying have a great rest of your weekend. I hope you enjoyed the Friday night football coverage tonight. I certainly enjoyed bringing it to you. Have a great rest of your evening.